Hey, well, this is Big Bob for Monday the 18th. That's Monday the 18th of December 2017. 1 week ago today. 1 week ago today. Well, we're going to take a pause on Philippians 2, and I know some of you are disappointed. Oh no, we don't get to and today. Another devotional on and. Well, yeah, it would serve me well all that time, but for the moment, I just would like to not that I've been unreal before, but for the record, I'm going to spend the next week here. I've never been so far behind in my devos ever. 7 days, and we'll take the next 7 days and catch up with today, which is Christmas. So today is Christmas Day 2017, and but I'm taping this in regards to give my regards to Broadway. Now, giving my regards to Monday the 17th, so just 7 days ago. And what's happened is that we're going to do a whole rundown here of the exciting adventures of the family, and they're not exciting adventures so much as they are just a test from God. I was getting off at Lone Hill just a day or two ago, and I thought, the harder things get, the tougher I get, the more fiery the furnace, and the more pure my life becomes. And it's a shame because my family, I have all together, I have 5 kids, and that's a lot of kids. Let's see, we've got Carissa, and Micah, and Amy, and Ethan, and Stevie, and Bethany. That's 6 kids. I'm a father 6 times over. Boy, oh boy, that's crazy. Isn't that amazing? It's amazing. 6 children. Wow, no wonder I'm so busy. Working. And whatever my wife needs, and let's talk about that today. It is our daily devotional. Jesus is Lord. Jesus is certainly Lord. But how in the world how have I been married 3 times? How in the world have I messed my life up, so much? Kenny, my wife right now, she is convinced that it's all about Bob. It's all Bob. I've done it all. It's all my responsibility, 100%. If you had made better choices, life would be different. That's absolutely true. It's absolutely true. If I had made different choices, life would be differently. I made a lot of good choices, though, along the way. And I definitely made good choices along the way. My first wife, Diana, we worked for 10 years to have our baby, Carissa. We went to the Beverly Hills specialist. We did all these things. It was very, very stressful. And that was the period of time where I just broke down and committed really the worst actions of my life. Call it a nervous breakdown, call it a fleshly moment, call it whatever you like, but it was something that occurred and that I'm very, very disappointed and ashamed of, and yet it's over. It's never reoccurred, and that door that was opened at that time, spiritually, my wife Kenny says that opened up a door for a lot of the things that came afterwards. The whirlwind of accusations, the whirlwind of people just losing their minds. And I can see that. I know for myself that I went to the Fred Gross Christian Therapy Hospital, and I sought therapy. I didn't have to. They said, Robert, you can do this or that. And I chose this. I said, no, I'll go. And you can go next week or, the next. I said, no, I'll go right now. So a guy named Dan took me down there, and we emptied all my pockets. And even back then, I always have a lot of stuff in my pockets, and always had a lot of keys. And I misuse my life. I misused my ministry. My boss's boss, this is back in the days of pagers. I was in the hospital for a day or two, and I guess he got like 25 different texts, of people buzzing to, Bob, can you help here? Robert, can you hear? What are you doing? And it was like, really? By the way, look at that sunset behind us. You can't catch it, but it's gorgeous. Merry Christmas. So that was a really tragic time in my life, and it was a time when I just really lost my mind. I mean, and I look back now and I can see how my temptations were common to man. I can see that my actions were unusual and different, because I didn't actually physically do anything against another person, but my actions scared the life out of the other person, and that was not appropriate either. I mean, it's not, now I didn't even know what the word creepy meant, but I get it now. I mean, I was really creepy, really bad. It was like a bad time in my life, and the older person that I affected, I just breaks my heart. One of my regrets in my life is I did not sit down after my hospitalization, and I did not sit down with that person and apologize and hear their side and have a time of healing. I have a feeling that this person may still be looking around, kind of beady-eyed, looking, and it's not necessary, and yet it's understandable, because they've never heard me apologize, never heard me say I'm sorry. So, well, isn't this a wonderful Monday devotional? It's called Speaking to the Elephant in the Room, speaking to the issues that are at hand. I think this one issue, before this issue, there really was no other issues. My life was pretty much stellar as far as actions go. Of course, there was family issues early on, and there was things there that were just not right, and the abuse, the neglect, the molestation, really, mentally, of my life by a man that came into our home, and he did not lead us down the right path, and that was very sad. I just recognized this the last month or so. I just said, well, that really isn't, that's totally wrong. So, well, what do we do with all this? I've confessed to you this first little segment of my life on this Monday, the 17th of December, and I would say that the answer, of course, lies in Jesus. Just turn it over to Jesus. There's really not much else we can do besides turn it over to Jesus, turn it over to Jesus, turn it over to Jesus. You might say, well, that's not good enough. That's not good enough. By the way, that's not good enough. Well, okay, you can. It's funny, I heard this, I watched the, I don't know if it's called the Nativity story or the Bethlehem story. My sister had me over last night for Christmas Eve, and Kevin and pardon me, Tammy played this scene, and this one woman, Mary, who the actress who played Mary, just said, if the truth that I'm speaking is not, if people don't choose to accept the truth, well, that's not on me. And I was like, wow, that was a great thing, because that's exactly what we're facing now, is that we have truth, we have the reality, we have facts that are undisputable, and yet if people don't want to accept them, Jesus' blood has covered the sin that I committed and I confessed to, and the people that were involved at the time and the people that are in my life now know my sin, and there's no reason to get graphic or to be particularly gory or gruesome about everything. There's no gruesome to it, but nobody died. But there's no reason to get it in any farther beyond that. But the point is that Jesus' blood, He paid it all. He even paid for my sin. He even paid for Bob's sin. And I told you over and over again, I'm a filthy, rotten, dirty sinner. My sins are not quite so obvious now. My sins are more of the type, well, like every sin is bad. I mean, all of our best works are filthy rags. It's just all there is to it. So there's nobody. Well, he just has that little finger twitch, that obscene gesture. Yeah, that might be a horrible sin, but it's not the same as it's not going to be the same as in God's eyes, sin is sin is sin. But in our eyes as humans, that wouldn't be the same as somebody who murders, steals, kills, rapes, abuses. That would be much worse. So, of course, I'm not a murderer or a rapist either. So take it off your mind there, friends. If you want to know more about my life, you want me to talk to you in particular, I'd be glad to talk to you in particular. I'd be glad to sit down with you. And Steve Brown is an amazing guy. He has the Key Life Ministries, and he speaks of the fact that when he talks about sin, people believe him. They go, yeah, I believe you're a sinner, And so you want to talk, give me a call. 1-213-713-8954. Oh, doggy. 8954green at att.net, on the Twitter, Mr. Bob at BobBob8954. And of course, you're watching Bob's Daily Devo here on YouTube, where you're basically kind of following my life and seeing what's going on with Bob. And my followers are not many, but right now it's just intense. Let's get back to, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Love you. Bye.